man.
All right, we got him.
We like to apologize.
For what?
To absolutely no one. The two-time champ does absolutely fucking nothing. Are we? What episode number is this? Oh yeah, Made In Chafford podcast episode 129. Sway, we're here. No cancellation, baby.
It's a close one.
We're not cancelled yet.
They almost got us.
I'm gonna have to try harder
Maybe
than
next
that.
episode.
Better luck next time.
Better luck next time, buddy.
Maybe next episode. We don't know.
We
Nah,
don't know.
we around 130 is up. That's gonna be insane.
Yeah, man.
Shouts out. I can't believe it. Just so many episodes when you actually sit down and think about it. But yeah, no, I'm rambling now. So I'm two dems. The real is back. The real is back.
Come on.
You already know what time it is.
Yes,
Main Chafford
sir.
podcast. Boys, get off those aliases.
Yeah, man. Cole Sanusi, Don Corleone in the building, in the flesh. You hear me? You feel me? You zimmy.
Love that.
You know what I'm saying?
You are the Lord. That is your name. You will never share your glory with any man. You will never share your glory with any. Wow. So you don't want to join in?
I don't know. I've never heard that one.
Wow.
Yeah, word.
You Nigerian?
I recall I have a very big God, oh.
He's always by my side.
A very big God, oh. By my side, by my side.
That
by
goes
my
off. That's going to go in a playlist. That shit's lit.
What's going on, people? It's Eman G45. The G solid of my name.
Come on.
5 is always silent.
Yes, sir.
It's the Black Mamba Dove. It's Genghis Chibogwe. It's the Prince of the East.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to you.
Where's-
Yeah, yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
That's great. They're gonna arrest you.
Come on.
All right, so I guess there's no better place to start. Actually, we said last year, I think off the top, we wanted to do more things where we give the people a little snippet into our lives and who we are. So I wanted to tell you, man, a funny story that happened sometime last year. So me, Jay, and Mumbat, shouts out, we went out in London, and this bar was about to close, and the bartender said, if you drop a 16, well, I'll give you these.
Oh,
I'll give you
brother.
these drinks for free.
Seriously.
Listen, we're up. It's 3 double, or maybe, yeah, there was someone else there. 4 double vodka lemonades, or no,
Okay.
tequila lime sodas.
There was a lot on the line.
I said, yeah, I'll do it. I'll drop a 16.
What did you say?
4, innit?
Nah.
4.
I think it probably was closer to a 4, but I took the man up
I
on his
know it
offer.
was gross. Go on. I just know it was gross.
When we say 16, he's talking about lyrics, just quick, it's freestyle.
I'm just trying to get it off. I was in
Off the dome.
off the dome, off the top. Yeah, no, it was probably terrible because I remember waking up the next day and messaging them like, "Yo, why did you man let me do that?" Like the embarrassment was real.
I wish someone recorded that though.
You are.
I don't.
We'll sat them back to
You are a
you.
bastard.
No, that moment was ridiculous. But yeah, so if you ever want to hear me spit,
Now's the time.
give me free drinks.
Send them a
I'm
DM.
down. But yeah, I thought I'd let the people in on that.
Could you spit a 16 if somebody asked you off the top?
Oh, you have to be ready as a black man. I'm always ready.
Go on.
Go on.
Nah, that's mad
No,
pressure.
you said you have to be ready as a black man.
Are you ready?
No.
Okay.
I didn't say that.
You're the only one saying you can do it. Impress us.
I didn't say on concrete. I didn't say nothing.
I don't think. All right, maybe I was too hype. But let me see. All right,
Because now your black manhood is
it's
on
in
the line.
question. Painting. No, wait, I can do this. Painting named Adiola. Want to roll with me because she thinks I'm a geezer. In the bedrooms where I please her. Go downstairs, I might tease her. My bar's cold like a freezer. Get the block hot like a heater. Where else can I go with this? Fuck, yeah, I'm done.
You should have hit them with the letting the breath back in.
Yeah, that shit was...
That ain't it, y'all. That ain't it, y'all. That wasn't even that bad.
Safe.
I wasn't even that mad. I'm not even that mad at it.
Told y'all.
I
Black
ain't
manhood is still... it's intact. I kept that alive.
I mean,
People are going to be
you
like,
saved
what the
yourself.
fuck?
You saved yourself by by the skin of your teeth.
Yeah,
I know.
good,
I'm not getting a deal anytime soon. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Let's revive it, man. 2 Dems on the track.
2 Dems on. Say that again.
20,000 hours.
20,000.
You always say I've done my 10,000 hours. Nah, you need 20,000.
Slap another 10 on it.
All right, let's get into it. A special film released this weekend.
Yeah,
Yes,
man,
sir.
Kanye West in the film. You know when
Pardon?
my man was watching the film? He was watching the news, the mayor
Yeah.
or whoever it was. Yeah, he was watching the news, and then Kanye West was in the back.
Say what?
Because of the mask.
Yeah.
You're dumb. You're
I thought it was being legit. Like he made a cameo or something.
Nah,
I mean, he could have with that mask on.
What's the price for your blind eye? Shut up. For real.
The Batman.
What the best part was? What was it? The first one. What does a dead man do? What does a lying man
What does a dead man do after? What does a lying man do after he's dead?
Yeah.
He lies still.
Still.
Cold.
Bars.
My brain would have been frozen. Everybody, Gotham's going to hell.
Especially with Zoe around. ain't shit getting done.
I'm not your babe. No way. She asked him to leave at the end of the film and he said, I'm sticking around. Come on,
He's
dog.
off the plot.
I am vengeance.
I'm vengeance.
He lost the plot. The Batman released. If you guys haven't seen it yet, obviously spoiler alert because we're gonna get into it a little bit. But yeah, man, I thought it was a good movie, man.
Yeah, a solid film. I definitely want to see it again.
Yeah.
It needs another watch because there's certain things that went over my head and I didn't realize.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's 3 hours long, bro. And
Yeah.
it feels it. That's my only gripe with the film. There's 30 to 45 minutes that could be shaved off, I think.
Fair. It didn't feel like it for me, but when I think about the movie and where it's weak, it is weak towards the end. So I agree in a sense that it could have been shorter, but maybe I was so excited that I was looking forward to it so much that I didn't actually feel the length of the movie. I was just like on the edge of my seat because
it does have you on the edge of your seat.
letting the stuff unravel. But
and I like that he lost technically in the end because Homeboy's plan came off.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, no,
What do you mean?
As in, he wants to blow up the city more or less. Really, I mean, what every Batman villain dreams of doing, but it works. His plan does come off, which I didn't expect. I thought Batman was going to get there in time, especially when you consider he's worked so meticulously to get to this point.
Yeah.
And then to have it like literally blow up in his face was interesting to see that they went down that path. But it's probably the most on-smoke Batman that there's ever been.
Especially he's you know what? Firstly, I have to apologize to Collins for Robert Pattinson. I did say he was going to be trash, but they really did a good job on Robert Pattinson.
He cooked, man.
For real,
He cooked. He's a good actor.
I'm not particularly surprised because he's been getting busy since Twilight. I think a lot of people have that at their forefront, but there is a very good actor there, and I'm interested to see what he does going forward.
Yeah, they've definitely put it in a very good spot whereby whatever they do next, there's just a wealth of possibilities and routes they can go down. One of the things I really like the most is that all right, man? All right, cool. Yeah, one of the things I really like and they nailed the most is the fact that this is the second year of him being Batman.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff he was doing, like I know in the Marvel films it's very blatant that they made Spider-Man newbie. But this Batman is actually a bit of a noob when you really think about the movie. Like the old Batman will just appear inside of the iceberg lounge or wherever it is he was trying to infiltrate. My man's rocking up to the front door like, yo, let me talk to Penguin. like, bro, what are you doing there? You just find the air vent and climb through the air vent and get into the
He was doing too much.
into the venue.
Into the
You
venue.
know what's really mad is the fact that he did it twice. This time he did it with like normal identity, then he did it, the first time he did it with Batman, and then the second time he did it with normal identity. I was like, okay, That was the funny part.
Yeah, but that's it. That's almost him kind of learning during the movie. Like, okay, let me actually just use the fact that I'm Bruce Wayne to get into this place. Even like, there was one thing he did that was super newbie. Like even the first fight,
Yeah.
like he got hit a few times.
Yeah,
And I liked seeing that because obviously every time we see him fight in the old ones, man's just like invincible in it. But him getting clocked a few times,
he felt that.
I like that.
That sawn off to the chest. He
Woo!
There's a rib broken or two. My man was
I'm typically not audible in cinemas because obviously it's like a public space. But when he got hit with a shot, yeah, I was like, damn! Everyone in the cinema was like, yo!
He is gonna feel that in the morning. No way.
That rang off. He was inconsolable.
I don't know what he was on.
It was crazy, man. Honestly, nah. There's so much good to take from the movie for me, man. Like the cinematography was sick. The first 5 minutes where he's talking about his experience being Batman for the first 2 years, trying to inflict fear on people. Then you see the man then looking into the corners to see whether we'd come out or not. Looking into the sky to see the bat signal. That whole segment is fucking like, that's fucking cinema, bro. That was like 10 out of 10. Like, opening scene for me was just 10 out of 10. I love that whole segment. And as he came out,
But why did he not say that he's Batman? He kept saying, I am vengeance.
I think he's just big mad.
He doesn't want to own up to it yet. It's also a crazy thing to call yourself, isn't it? Go around saying I'm Batman. Nah, come on.
Is that even crazier than saying I'm vengeance?
I don't know now. I think it's crazy saying I'm going around to people saying I'm Batman.
I mean, you got a bat on your chest.
I don't even think I was a bit confused because he wouldn't say it. So I was like, is he Batman or is he just a man in a suit?
Yeah, that was a very ambiguous. It was made quite ambiguous. There was a lot of ambiguity in that movie. Like when I really think about it, a lot of things weren't touched on. She was never called Catwoman. The Penguin wasn't. He was called Penguin, I think he was actually. But there was just many things that weren't really named as being what they were.
Yeah. Which I guess is, I don't know. We always name things, but that might actually be a more realistic take. Like,
yeah, and the realistic take of it was so good for me. Like, I know obviously we all look to the Nolan films to be like the pinnacle of cinema, specifically the second one. But it definitely captured that realistic view of a movie.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, sometimes I do this thing where, so my girlfriend, she's not as big a Marvel or DC fan as me, right? So sometimes when she watches things, I kind of use her as a proxy to see how somebody who doesn't really fuck with that world thinks. And like watching her watch the movie and reacting to certain things, in my brain made me realize, oh no, this is bigger than, this seems more than a superhero movie. The way it's been presented. Like, and that's a high praise because the only other film I can say that for is A Dark Knight.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's something that they've really pulled off well, I think.
I think, yeah, it's certainly.
Do you think Bruce Wayne goes to church?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, because
Never a day in his life.
He needs.
Chapter 12, verse 19. It says here, "Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine."
Bruh.
Okay.
So is he doing the Lord's work?
That's what.
He
Hey,
might-
man.
Listen, Gotham is a hellhole. He might just be.
Hey, man.
I know rappers in Gotham must be getting it off. Like, that's the best city to come from. Their struggle is going to be unrivaled.
Listen, man. It's crazy out in them streets, bro.
For real.
They captured the city sick as well. I feel like it was
100%.
really like you could get a sense and feel of how the city was. Because I thought one of my one of the small issues with The Dark Knight, I think, is the more you look at it, the more it just looks like Chicago. Whereas this,
They've created a
Gotham,
city. Yeah.
it has New York elements, it has Chicago elements in
Like
the
it
bridges,
was
obviously.
filmed- some of it was filmed in, I want to say Queens, just because of the train. Because I remember in Get Rich or Die Trying, that area.
It's a similar type of area.
And then also
yeah.
like the way certain parts were filmed for, what's his film? American Gangsters. You know how parts of it was filmed in Harlem and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can see the trains. Like it's almost similar setting.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you had some of the what do you call this? The warehouses and stuff like that. Building the studio and stuff like that.
Yeah. Even like the Gothic elements as well. Like a lot of the buildings.
It was
That was
filmed in
only-
Liverpool, I want to say.
Yeah. You can see like the English like kind of influencing them as well. But it just felt like a Gotham for me.
Yeah, agreed.
Because they
It's a solid film, and I think it's the closest they definitely did their work, because it feels like you're kind of watching Arkham or someone play Arkham, if that makes sense. It gave me that feel.
1000%.
Shout outs to Avas. I was in the cinema with Avas yesterday, so I did watch the film. But
This trolling ass motherfucker.
so I did watch the film, but he was basically saying like the whole thing is almost like it's Arkham. Arkham.
Agreed.
100%.
Arkham.
1000%.
Even like lines such as it's too dangerous for you to stay here, stuff like that. Like bringing it back to the game, and then of course bringing it into the film. Certain scenes, but the one thing I loved is his car.
Let's talk about that chase scene.
He
First of
he
all, his
nearly
car-
set the whole city on fire.
First of all, his car is not no Batmobile out of the world. I spent 15 years trying to build this whip by myself with 3D printing and steel and Arm and Hammer. That's it. Like this one was just a regular car,
Kitted
American
out
muscle,
to a T.
Pit my rad.
Do you get what I'm saying? Just dirty. I got to do this and that's it. Bulletproof the windows, better than Elon Musk.
Tesla's
Yeah. But
hard.
the car scene.
Hard.
Yeah, it was
Talk about
hard
it,
as
Jimmy.
bricks.
Talk about it.
Listen, man. Penguin was fighting for his motherfucking life.
You know what? He gave it a go. Like, I couldn't believe it. They were destroying the city. And then when they went onto the other side and they were going against the traffic, I was like, you man are mad. Like, he's not.
You're trying to
Catch
get
him another
cooked.
day.
You're trying to get cooked here.
For real.
Is when he was celebrating as well.
I got you.
I got you.
I got you.
And then he comes out the flames.
With the
Yeah.
scores playing. Nah, I almost flipped out my seat, bruv.
And then that's such a great shot, because obviously Bat's hanging upside down and he could see. Listen, that shot was too clean.
Bro, Matt Reeves was cooking, man.
For
I'm telling
real.
you, he brought the A game. You don't see shots like that in
No way.
superhero movies, man.
And then even like when they actually caught him and tied him up and he was walking like a penguin.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I really
Small things like that make it even more amazing.
I really appreciated the amount that, I mean, we've just become so used to Marvel films and so much CGI, but I'm just so grateful that you can tell that they did a lot of this as much as they could practically,
Yeah, absolutely.
and the film's definitely better for it.
I think so. And speaking on Marvel films, one thing they really did well, in my opinion, was the humor. Because in the Marvel films, you kind of know, okay, this is when you're supposed to laugh. Whereas in this movie, it's so meticulously sprinkled in. Like, for example, when Batman tries to get into the room, in the first room to see like the murder scene, and the policeman's like, yo, what the fuck are you doing there? Like, giving him bare aggro. Sees man as Bruce Wayne. Oh, hey, yo, it's Bruce Wayne. How you doing, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's proper. That's like, it's not cookie cutter. Do you know what I'm saying? It's
I
like,
really
it's
love
subtle.
when they nearly fumbled the whole investigation because they didn't know Spanish.
Rata,
What are you?
Penguin's
What are you
cooking,
two,
man.
the world's greatest detectives?
That was super great because it was like, wait, hold on. I swear this is the greatest detective in the world.
Real talk.
Spanish.
Big
It could
L.
happen to anyone, but it was
El Rata
hilarious.
Or La Rata, like that was good.
Nah, Colin Farrell, is that his name?
Yeah, no, he did a great
cooked,
job.
man. I wish they gave him a bit more,
Well, I guess
but it's he's his origin, I guess,
yeah.
technically.
But I'm kind of surprised that he got more than I expected, because everything I was seeing was he's not in it much, but he's in it quite a lot.
he's a key character. Him and Falcone. I didn't think he would have that much of a role in this, actually. John Turturro's character. But he did well.
Great, yeah.
He done
I
well.
didn't expect him to be that guy.
But he had it in the minute.
Yeah, my man said,
Cooked.
listen, all that stuff you saw in Transformers, I'm not that
That
guy.
ain't me.
He's always been, he's
That
always
ain't
been
me.
a clown, but then now he's
Nah, he cooked.
That's a mob boss.
yeah.
Do you know what I'm
he's the
saying?
he's the big bad.
That's big boss, honestly.
He's the actual mayor. So
Well, yeah. Well, the interesting thing about that film is how much. I don't even think Paul Dano's the Riddler's the villain. I think the city of Gotham is the villain.
The scene where he's finally in pen and he realizes that he's not actually a good dude kills me. He's just like,
What? No.
like, yes, you are a lunatic.
My man's on Twitch. Hi guys, I'm blowing up the city.
I love that scene so much. The soul humor, do you know what I'm
But then
saying?
again,
Like, perfect.
I can understand why he would think he's right, because he did kill a lot of people that
He-
were in
He did like he was trying to do the city a favor.
He put all the mandem on a plate for Batman to wrap up, because he thought they were doing a Batman and Robin thing. But these times it's just
Nah, he was. I was not helping you.
even after like the film, we had a quick conversation. And we were like, technically speaking, if they wanted to persecute Batman, they could say he was working with the Riddler.
I mean, technically,
Yeah.
Well, he did bring him into the light,
he did.
Yeah.
and the Riddler did his thing. Gave that boy. He held
Gave
that
him
shot.
a long,
So
long
listen,
day.
You had the muscle. You know what I'm saying? I just.
That was the
shot.
brains.
You know, the brains. Baldino's face just killed me though. Like I wasn't expecting him to look bare like Nikki and Smiley and that. I was just
No
like,
one was more disappointed than him. He was like, "What the fuck? Yo, how are you not working with me?"
Listen,
Bruce Wayne.
you know what? This is me just being dumb. But when I watched it, I didn't. Basically, when I watched it, I assumed him saying Bruce Wayne the way he said Bruce Wayne basically insinuates he knows that Batman is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
But that's not true.
No. And I felt that's the way the film was going, because
Yeah,
he
yeah,
had
yeah.
a pin up of him. It
Yeah,
looked
yeah,
like
yeah.
he knew his identity, but like you said, turns out he didn't.
And the card had the card that was given to Bruce Wayne and Alfred. Well, that Alfred picked up. The card for Batman was fireproof, so he assumed that Batman was going to see the card. So it wouldn't have made sense for him to kill Batman if he knew Bruce Wayne was Batman, if that makes sense. So when I realized that after the film, I was like, oh shit. But obviously it makes so much sense, because that's why, you know, he went along with it.
No, he's Bruce Wayne.
No, he
No,
doesn't.
it doesn't. That makes sense.
He actually
Because I was
doesn't.
trying to get my head around, why would he send... It said to the Batman, but he's left to the Batman at every crime scene.
Exactly.
So he was just doing more of the same.
He's just envious of Bruce Wayne because
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was the rich orphan.
Exactly.
Where he wasn't. He was the orphan that was ignored.
So he was dangerously close to finding out that Bruce Wayne was Batman, but obviously he just
Didn't put
maybe
two and two together.
overcooked it. But very well done. And you know, the whole thing with that last guy, he was the same guy at the funeral of the police commissioner, saying that he's vengeance. That just basically that's telling him, Batman, like, oh shit, I've just been going about this all wrong, innit?
Yeah.
And that's when he becomes a quote unquote hero. So
I think that's good. And I'm really excited to see where they go with this, because there's so much potential. Obviously, they allude to the Joker at the end of the film.
yeah, I didn't love that.
Nah, me neither, but
I didn't love that.
it was
I thought
inevitable.
Two-Face. I thought it was Two-Face at first because you
Same.
see
See
his
half the face. Yeah.
But then he starts laughing. It's like, well, it can only be the Joker.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Matt Reeves does what the guy who did the Spider-Mans for MCU does, and just kind of avoids the main people we've seen
The
already.
big villains, yeah.
Just give us someone different, because the catalogue is so strong. You don't have to go for the Joker.
Give me a
straight away.
Mr. Freeze.
Bro, let's do it. let's get to it, man.
What,
These streets is cold.
Good work, actually. With genetically modified.
They're dead found a way. I mean, it doesn't, as we saw with the Penguin, it's not a man who's a penguin. So
Yeah.
it's not like what they
What
went.
is his actual backstory?
The Penguin.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't
Is
remember.
he
He was.
a man who's a penguin, or is just a man who looks like a penguin?
He's a mob boss. He's one of the mob bosses.
Yeah.
Very true to the source material we saw in the movie. And then I think he has like an accident with his leg, where he gets like his leg crippled or something.
Oh,
But
yeah.
essentially, he works his way up to be as powerful as like the Falcones and the Maronis, or whatever the other one is called.
But yeah, no, I'd be like, it makes sense to go down the line of another of making the Penguin the big bad in the end in the next film. But I think in his world, the Penguin will just float about as a mob boss.
Yeah.
Whereas I would like to. I think there's a way in which you could make Mr. Freeze realistic. It doesn't even have to have freeze powers, really. Like,
Not necessarily. Yeah, exactly. You could always. Thing is, I think they're kind of purposely staying away from the full mystical elements. Like, they obviously had the Venom, which is the Bane Venom, where he kind of basically injected it into himself.
yeah.
So there's a kind of subtle hint that all that stuff does exist there. So I think they can do it. I don't see any reason why not. Obviously, it's going to make it less grounded, but hey, you know,
I'm
it's
not
worth
mad
it,
at that.
bro.
Yeah,
Let's just
yeah,
do it. Let's get to it, man.
for sure.
Nah, Mr. Freeze not freezing anything. That doesn't make sense.
But the Penguin not being a penguin, you could argue, doesn't make sense.
But he never was a
His
penguin, man.
description,
I
his
think he
face
kind
is-
of. Well, I don't know. As in the I want to say like the 1990 version with Mr. Keaton with Michael Keaton. That has a penguin who's got quite close penguin origins. Like, I think he was raised by penguins.
Okay, yeah, that man were bugging.
So I just don't see them going down that line.
No. It's just, that'll be silly as fuck, bro.
Two-Face for this sort of film makes the most sense as the next villain, though, because they obviously want to remain grounded.
Yeah, it could work, man. It could work.
All I could think about when he took that shot of adrenaline, he was cooking that boy.
Geeked. Homeboy popped a perk.
Zoe couldn't even do anything. She was just looking on like, yo, that boy is getting it.
His nose was done out here.
Oh, it'll never be the same.
Let's talk about Zoe though.
What's there to say that hasn't already been said? Oh my God. Top 5 had to be reshuffled, man.
What are we saying? Who are we taking out the roster?
Oh, Chloe's out.
Chloe's out.
Chloe
Just because of Sergio. You're jealous of Sergio.
Mr. Kitchens.
You know we haven't talked about the fact that his name is Sergio Kitchens on this podcast.
Rappers are having the worst real names, man. Kashink Ball.
That is never not funny, man. Man sounds like what a sword coming out of its thing sounds like, bro.
Oh, that's Kashink Ball. I can't believe Quavo's Quavoficus.
Oh, fuck out of here, man.
Nah.
Sergio Kitchens got one of the baddest young women in the game, yeah?
Livid. But she's been removed. She has to be.
Ah, she's beautiful.
If there's ever a picture of Zendaya and Zoe, you man ain't seeing me.
We're just gonna disappear. You're
Put
dumb.
my lips on.
You're ridiculous. Eman, what are your thoughts on Zoe Kravitz?
He's a man of God.
So you're a man of God?
I'm a man of God.
Listen, man, Zoe's.
No, man, Zoe's absolutely beautiful.
I couldn't
actress.
believe it.
And I think, she's destined for greatness. It's just that when I saw an Insurgent, he didn't bang. Like,
Or them Divergent, absolute joke. Them films.
no, it's just you know they didn't have equality and diversity at that time, so the hair
She was it.
was just
See.
you know them ones.
Yeah.
The wigs were wigging for real.
In this one, yeah. She was looking stunning.
Sensational.
She was
For
a
real.
beautiful individual. But
I couldn't believe it.
She's definitely a great actress.
Now's her time. Someone said, do you know how she said she drank milk like a cat? Someone said, I need that footage.
God, that's a real sick.
Was that milk or was it orange juice?
Nah, it was
Apparently it's
milk.
milk.
That milk was orange, bruv, when I saw it.
Yo.
Oh, in the film. When
Yeah, in the film. Yeah, because of the
You got a lot of cats. I got a thing about strays. Yeah, come stray this.
Okay.
You're a real sicko. A real sicko.
All right.
I'm not saying I don't. It wasn't me that said it, but I agree with this person.
After he kissed her, his dad's voice comes on. I'm Thomas Wayne and I approve this message. I said, your dad approves you getting cheeks. I respect it.
I ain't gonna be mad. Yo, she's something else, bro.
Yeah,
And I like the way they factored in his family origin or family history.
Yeah, it's very, very
Yeah.
deep rooted,
Yeah.
and I think they're gonna go down a rabbit hole and get the Court of Owls involved soon,
Have to.
especially if they're
This could
talking
go on
about
for
the Wayne
years,
shit.
if I'm honest. Like, I'm really excited.
I hope it's not a trilogy, man. I hope they just do more. If it makes sense and if it works, then why not?
Yeah, if there's money to be
Just
made.
cook.
Though. I mean,
Maybe
What?
not for the next film,
yeah.
but like I don't know, the third, fourth, fifth. I don't know.
They need an explanation. They need a
Yeah.
rooted explanation. But then now it's a question of where does this guy fit in a universe?
Nah, I don't do that.
'Cause
Just let him be his own
yeah.
thing. I saw videos online of how they can put Superman and Wonder.
No.
I said no.
Keep
No,
them
you might be-
out of it.
Excuse me. Fuck
Michael
that
B.
shit,
Jordan.
man. When I saw Michael B. Jordan could be doing the next I Am Legend, I said, come on, man. Like, what are we doing?
Do you know there's a alternative ending for that film where he survives?
Yeah, and then he hugs my man.
The zombies, I think there's like good zombies or something like that, and then they
Whatever they are, innit?
yeah, and then they let man go.
Bollocks.
Yeah,
It's not even that good a film. I don't. It's not something I need. A prequel, sequel, treatquel. I don't need it. They can
yeah.
keep it.
Let Batman be Batman, man.
For real, on his own, on his ones.
Let man be vengeance. You get me?
I do hope going forward he acknowledges that he's Batman, but other than that, yeah, phenomenal. And the action, I think, is also something we haven't touched on.
He was cooking them boys.
For real, at the train.
He cooked the first man. That's your cue to leave.
And he pulled out the shetty as well.
Listen, he put my homeboy in the blender. Listen, the action was really good because it was very visible. You could see it. It's very visceral and very like not held back.
No,
like,
none of that shaky cam.
man, then we're
nonsense.
getting fucked up.
When he was in the car trying to get to Alfred. Yo, pick up the phone.
Listen,
Oh, it's too late, B.
he was pissed.
Yo.
1 hour late.
So one of the things I was talking about him being a noob, right? One of the things I liked was when he got on top of the building and he was shook, bro.
Yeah.
He was shook. And then when he like flew down and crashed and just looked around to see if anyone could see.
Yeah,
He's gonna be going at 80 miles per hour. He was.
Bro, this Batman's not the finished article. And
No way.
that's what I love so much about it. They really honed in on that.
He zipped up that jacket and said, you go and see this Canada goose. If I get a Monclizzy.
Man was gliding. Gliding.
No, it was a brilliant film. Solid 7.5. And for me, I think you have to compare it to Batman Begins, and it's better than Batman Begins for me.
It's more than a 7.5, man.
But I don't see why you're like. I think a 7.5 is a good rating.
That's
Yeah.
an alright film. It's an 8 minimum.
Eight.
I don't have any
minimum
problem.
eight.
Do you know? I also
eight.
I also see a
can't
world
say
where it
seven.
could go up. Like if when I see it again, I think I just could not get past the runtime. I was like, because by the end you're a bit like, oh, my God, wrap this up. Time to go home.
I didn't feel like. To be fair, I didn't feel like
You're
it, but I
a
get it. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah,
I think what they need to say in this film was said. and
Yeah,
done.
100%.
And even though it may have run a bit more in terms of the timing, yeah.
I think 7.5 and 10 is better than Batman Begins, which is arguably
I'd give Batman Begins a 7.5.
yeah. Like I think two things can be the same rating, and one could be better, or I could prefer one.
This
Are you
movie
talking about
cooks Batman Begins,
or Dark
bro.
Knight?
No,
Batman
Batman Begins.
Begins.
It's not better than Dark Knight. For
It's
me.
not better than we're not gonna have that discussion because
No.
it's not even worth having. But it's better than it's way better than Batman Begins for me, bro.
Oh.
Yeah, this
Do you
shit's
know there's
Batman
some
Begins.
stupidity in Batman Begins? I think I told you. You know what? The writing is dodgy, man.
Yeah, it was in the DLR, man. It was in the DLR, man.
That was definitely the DLR.
Yeah.
That was definitely Docklands Light Railway.
Went into Canary Wharf.
I can't believe you just said that, but it's so accurate.
They
I
had
hate myself.
Liam Nielsen fighting on a DLR, bro. The line to Canary Wharf. That's crazy.
That's nuts. Do you know there's a station between Canary Wharf and then the next station? It's like literally 20 seconds. I don't even know why it's the
I know
station.
which one you're talking about. Yeah,
Is it Aaron Keys or?
Yes.
something
I
like
think.
that.
Yeah.
Why is this here?
Lord
I
knows.
don't know. You know, it's yeah.
People don't live in Erin Keys as well, so that's what I thought. But like,
No, I think it's. Yeah, I don't know. Man.
no, man.
I've not used it enough.
Transport for London was bugging with that one.
Yeah, man.
For real.
All right. Well, next topic, I
Did
guess.
you know that Jesus is a black man?
Yeah, I think that's common knowledge.
Did you know, like, because what he said in Revelations, he said, "Man soon come in it, soon link up."
Is that what he actually said word for word?
That's what he said word for word, man. He said, "Listen, stay vigilant, soon link up in it. Man will come through."
I ain't mad at it.
Right now,
Bogway
Vladimir Putin.
Bible.
I think Jesus is around the corner, bruv. He's just saying, "Hey, listen, soon link up. I'll be here soon, innit? I'll shout you in a bit." Because he's taken 2,000 years. That's black man timing, bro. You know what I mean? He's taken way
Man
too
said
long.
he's late.
Yeah.
He's not late. He's just fashionably on time. He's like, yo,
Fashionably on.
soon come.
Soon touch
link
road,
up,
yeah?
Ah, I hear that.
Say less.
Shout you soon.
Let's speak about another Christian man, Kanye West.
Now, let's talk about Vladimir Putin.
Oh, you want to get into
Yeah,
Vladdy?
Yeah.
He needs to chill.
We've not spoken about this, but
No.
let's just say today's date is the 7th. Shouts to Israel. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
King.
yeah, happy birthday, mate.
But tomorrow is the 8th, and this is when the episode is going to come out. So today is the 8th, technically speaking. But throughout this whole entire time, Vladimir Putin came out and said, "Do not interfere whilst I deal with Ukraine. If you man want to interfere, we can all die today. Yeah. If you want to touch, listen, I don't mind dying, and you mind. If you want to get involved, it'll be irreversible."
Man said sneak, bro. Touch a button now.
He
Man's
said,
ready.
"We can die today. We have to die today."
Jesus
I
Christ.
don't know why he's so hot at the moment. Like, what?
There's so many reasons why. It's a very complex situation. From what I know, I mean, I don't know everything, but from what I know, it's very peak.
I also don't know everything either.
Yeah.
So
I read a very interesting article on it.
What
what do
did
you
it
say?
The long story short of it is basically the West is as culpable as the East, but we knew that already anyway.
Yeah.
The US have made and done a lot of meddling in the Ukraine to destabilize a lot of things,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
has
word.
secretly pissed off Putin, say, which has led to this.
Okay.
Because I think there was a guy. So the guy before this president, correct me if I'm wrong. The guy before this president was he was complicit with what's the name of the with the US basically, and was trying to create relations with NATO and basically make Ukraine like a more, I guess, Western European country.
Yeah.
But then he got driven out, and now this new guy is too partial, and Putin doesn't like that. Putin wants you basically need to pick a side.
yeah.
Hence why it's kind of led to
Especially with
all of this.
the kind of militias that are placed in the Ukraine, and then also with the east of Ukraine versus the west of Ukraine. The west being very much communist, pro-Russia. The west being pro-Europe and pro-America. The east being pro-Russia, pro-communism, and and then the fact that the third of the country speaks Russian. It's almost a situation of like very, very similar to Northern Ireland and Ireland. How you had the Protestants, and then also the Catholics. So there's a lot going on, and the fact that the EU and also NATO have basically aligned with most of Europe, and Russia's basically saying, you man are moving way too close to us, and it seems like a threat. You man are trying to step to us. So the moment you come to the Ukraine, you have us surrounded, and we don't like that. So we're going to have to intervene with the Ukraine. And because the Ukraine is not is it in the European Union?
I don't think so, no.
I don't think so either. So because it's not in the European Union, correct me if I'm wrong, people who are listening, and also because they're not in NATO, they can basically intervene with what is going on within the Ukraine. The same way the United States would intervene with Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to see. I'm just praying for my uncle stuck at trying to get transport
Oh no.
out of the Ukraine. You know what I mean?
What was he doing in the Ukraine?
Bro, man, the Ghanaian uncle, he just said, yo, bro,
Oh my
asking
man.
me to fight. Hi.
Excuse me?
He's not my uncle, but I just see him.
I was about to
He's
say, I felt bad.
like, he's just like, yo, listen, they're asking me to fight, you know. I'm like,
They
bro,
were what?
It's
Do you
crazy.
see the
I'm not
people who
Ukraine. I am black.
you tried to put in? I think you put in the chat
Yeah.
that my man that went to register to sign up, and all he does is he owns a gym. He has no previous.
Yeah, that guy from the UK. Right, so there's a guy in the UK, yeah. He fully went on Sky News with a date Rolex. Yeah. Gold dial. And said, yeah, man, they look like they need help, innit? We're a few young lads who can go and fight there. Cool. Listen, that's his decision. If he wants to go and die, he can go and die. I'm not going to lie to you.
All in the name of clout.
I don't think it's
I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out with some boot camp that's like the Ukrainian special. Like,
But my thing is, as a black man, like, did he not think about the man them, like the black people currently at the moment in the Ukraine who are trying to get out because
And then
they don't want to be there, and they are not Ukrainians by nationality.
no.
And it's like, even if they are Ukrainians by nationality, they're
Yeah.
still stuck there.
Yeah.
And it's like
A lot of
women,
people.
children, and the men. I don't like this language where they say women, children, and others. Like, I'm no other, bruv. I'm an actual man, you know. That should be addressed.
But the men from, what is it, 16 to 64, I think, is the catchment. So you have to fight as long as you're a Ukrainian citizen.
Yeah. In the
Yikes.
Ukraine, yeah.
So if it happened here, we're getting busy. Listen, dog, you ain't retired yet. Wake your ass up. Sleepy time's over. Listen, bro, it's actually bad, bro. It's actually bad. I saw a sick post. I say this is sick. It might not, in fact, it's not sick. Sorry, I shouldn't actually say that. But basically, the man them out there are on it because they're saying their whole thing is, look, you man are coming to our yard.
Yeah.
You don't know our yard. So come.
And
We'll handle you. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's one of the
They're on
Klitschko
it.
brothers going, yeah, we killed 6 people. I think we killed 6 people last night. I said, yo, my man's throwing up 6s like he's Drake. What?
Bro, it's crazy, man.
Yeah,
like
man.
they're not, and it's for their country, so they feel proud about it. So at the end of the day,
And
it's
I
not going to be easy for the Russians just to rock up in there and get what they
The
want.
fact that we can all understand both sides.
Yeah, it's a very geopolitics, man. All this
Yeah.
shit is fucking. It's all. This shit's been happening since the Cold War,
Since
bro.
the dawn of time.
You know what I'm saying? So this shit is deep rooted. It's just sad that it's come to this because people are losing their lives sensibly.
100%, yeah.
And like, if it actually gets to the point where it's a world war, brother, you're gonna be drinking your water, and then before you know it, you're gone.
I don't think
We ain't gonna feel shit.
Nah.
There's no winners.
This one will get to a world war. Maybe
I think this will get squashed.
No, it's the situation with China and Taiwan, because that one is a bit techie. Because Taiwan right now is actually considered to be a country. It's not considered to be mainland China, but back in the day,
It was.
Taiwan ruled mainland China, so it's a bit techie right now. But if that happens, yeah, it could break out. Because with this one, nobody's really linked, whereas Taiwan is linked to Japan, Australia, stuff like that. So
But I guess
it's
Ukraine was
It was a
USSR.
USSR.
So in Putin's brain, he's thinking, I'm just reclaiming what was obviously a part of us before. But
Yeah.
there's so many issues that is deep rooted in that. And then there's also issues with the other examples that happen in the world. You know, like Palestine and like other places that have gone through situations that are
Yeah, it's not the
similar.
first time
So
we've seen this. I just don't like the way
it's
they're
crazy.
reporting it.
No,
Yeah,
It's nasty.
It is a bit nasty.
This is not a third world country.
This is not what you expect
Europe.
to see.
People with blonde hair and blue eyes. I said, suck your
Someone
mum
needs
3
to come
times,
and just,
bro.
You know what? There needs to be somebody like
Come
Ja
on,
Rule
man.
that just needs to slide tackle some people.
Ja Rule,
Yeah.
why are we sending him?
Where is Ja?
That's exactly why. It's like, bro.
Yeah.
Some of your comments you don't really think and
It's-
process sometimes.
No, it's ridiculous. Either they're doing it to get a rise out of us, or they're just, I don't get it.
No, it's
We know what
because
time
their
it is,
reality doesn't. It cannot conceive this sort of situation that's currently happening.
I was like, you might have been doing this for years. Like,
Yeah.
The World War involves European
because
countries.
it's either black or Arabs. It's like, why do we give a
Man
damn
said-
about you guys?
Well, we know what time it is, man.
You even seen Ukraine? Uncle from Ghana, he's saying, I'm not Ukrainian. I go there, I make sure I die. They will think I'm NATO. Why am I going to fight for you? I'm not from this country. I'm
Bro.
just here to study.
We know what time it is, man.
The
said-
dishes.
Like, even just like some, not all of it, a lot of them I get as far as like the trying to cut off Russia's money,
sanctioning.
essentially. The sanctions. I get it because a lot of the oligarchs that are connected to Putin basically hold all his power. So if you cut off all of his limbs, it's like Hydra. You cut off all the limbs, the main body's going to suffer. However, no, it's true because after the
true,
USSR fell out,
but-
Bear Man took peas.
The thing is
Go on.
that Swift payment,
Yeah.
Swift the company,
Which is the main thing that they're
yeah,
gonna get
is
fucked
something
from.
That connects a lot of people. I mean,
Yeah.
they can still transfer funds in any way, shape, or form.
Mm.
It doesn't necessarily have to be within the Swift payment. And the fact that now they've been working on this for years. I think Putin is very, very smart, especially with the team that he has to actually execute what he's doing now. Because now they have released another form of payment.
Oh, okay.
So it's like,
Yeah.
if we're gonna do whatever we want to do, and then you're taking us off of that, then I mean we could just jump on this, and then now we don't have to deal with you no more.
True, but you
But
got
the sanctions is
yeah.
mad.
The sanctions are peak, bro. Like my
They
man had
can't
to
move
sell.
at
My man
all.
Abramovich had to sell Chelsea, bro. Like that actually happened. It
Thank
was
you,
happening.
Abramovich. Fuck you, Putin.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
It's very,
And then
very,
what's
very mad.
even wild is the fact
It's
that
very mad.
everybody is still supporting Putin financially by buying his oil. So it's the maths right
It's
now.
a lot going on in it. It's a lot going on. It's a very
I mean,
grey.
it's working, but it's not working in their favor. And then also because of like how much the Ukraine exports is now having a massive hold on the whole entire world, bro. I spoke to Avas. He said like futures and
Forwards or was it
forwards.
options?
Futures and forward. Oh, bro.
Yeah.
When he explained that to me, I was like, bruv, the amount of money that people are making on wheat, mad.
Don't
Wheat and oil. Oh my gosh.
crazy fees.
if I had 100 million right now, I would be rich. I'm telling you. But of course, this is off of war, and profiting off of war is a madness. But
Somebody always does.
my pockets have to be filled, and I have to fill up.
Somebody always does, bro. That's just the way. That's the way the universe
way
works,
Fat
bro.
pockets, man.
Abramovich wouldn't have the
Always,
peas he has if USSR didn't crash and burn the way it did, bro. That's just the way the world works, man. It's scary hours. I just hope it doesn't escalate, and I hope people don't,
Yeah, no.
Like-
You obviously hope everyone's as safe as they can be, and is doing the things to stay safe.
Absolutely. I just don't like some of it. And what I mean by some of it is, like, for example, FIFA comes out and says, "Oh, we're removing Russia from the game." It's like, okay,
You know what's
what does that
You know what's
mean?
even mad?
I don't like the
What's that
I don't like the
actually?
posturing. I don't like the fake. What's the term that they use to explain this type of stuff?
They removed Anastasia
it called?
from the USA Disney Plus. And
Oh,
it's like,
get the fuck.
and it's like,
It's
wow,
all just.
That's
you really
dumb.
did a lot, didn't you? You really helped.
Yeah,
the
I'm
movement,
not. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
Well,
of that.
that's it.
Yeah, man.
You know, when they do stuff like that, they think Putin's in his house. Like, oh fuck,
Damn.
gotta stop the war. Like, what?
Can't use my team on ultimate team now. Fucking hell.
No, it's
The real
ridiculous.
ones I get, like cutting off Swift payment, yeah, that's a mad thing. But you like changing your flag to Ukraine on your FIFA thing, like, what does that do for
No.
anybody? But that's just me nitpicking.
Hopefully,
And
also hopefully the people aren't so selective with with the causes they want to fight for, because obviously we know Palestine is techie, but when the players wanted to do that, they were getting sanctions.
then they told us, oh, there's no politics in football. When they wanted to do Black Lives Matter, oh, there's no politics in football. Now it's the Ukraine. Again, I don't like the what ifs, what abouts, like, type of thing, but it's true. It's just a
Yeah,
fact. Like,
yeah.
now all of a sudden politics is important in football. Hey,
We'll see, man.
it's where the money, bro. Even Arsenal don't want to go into your team,
No,
but when
no.
Ozil came out and said what he said about China,
I agree. And then they said there's no politics here, so you can't
all these corporations, man, they're all just posturing.
pick and choose.
It's kind of sickly, bro. But it's just the world we live in. It's where the money. Just go to the money. You follow the money.
Exactly, or what's gonna look the best, give you the best image.
Yeah. Because if obviously the Ozil one's kind of techie, because the China give us hella peas.
Yeah.
Well, give the Premier League hella peas. So it's just a lot of I don't know what the term is. It's gonna get my nerves now. I should know what it is.
I think you might be right with posturing.
It's a lot of
It's
higa
posturing.
haga.
Higa haga played the critic crank and crank. Shouts out to Georgie.
It's a bag of nonsense. That's all you can say. Because really and truly, if it was really about, bro, do you know what's mad? The Ukrainian president came out and said, yeah, we need to. Of course, this is a touchy subject, but he was basically saying, yeah, we need to talk about like gender equality and also the pronouns. When black people are still stuck inside the Ukraine, not like having a hard time trying to get out.
And then not letting them man.
And then the Eurostar is saying basically any refugee from the Ukraine can come to the UK for free. And it's like, well, what happened to Brexit? Aren't we shutting down the borders?
Didn't my man say, "Oh, he's all right"?
sense, bro. None of these man make any sense. And then they fill you with lies. Bruv, listen.
Didn't my man say, "Oh, do you know what? We're all right with these refugees coming because they're white," and it's
He said that. He said that.
one of
This
the
world is just
politicians.
a
I promise
meme,
you.
bro.
Say that.
This world is just a meme. It's one big meme.
I saw it on South African boy with the afro.
Oh, I had to be a South African, didn't it? Is he a black?
South Africa.
No, it's black.
Afro.
Daily Show.
The comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I said, there's no way. So, what he thinks they're intelligent and they're good and proper people. Like, did you meet all of them?
You know what? You know what's really gonna happen? I'm gonna give you a negative
Crazy.
prediction, yeah.
Crazy.
A pessimistic prediction, yeah. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to tell it. I'm gonna have to tell it how it is. I'm a realist. Yeah, I'm a
Please
realist,
do.
Yeah. Basically, there's gonna be a lot of cocaine around. I'm telling you, man. There's gonna be a lot.
Diet Coke.
There's gonna be a lot of Diet Coke, man. Did you
That's
hear
a
Pusha
joke,
T?
right?
I know Nigo. Oh my gosh, people are gonna be influenced somehow, some way. I'm telling you, man.
You gotta
And then
get it.
benefits. Someone's gonna have to pay for. Hey, listen, it's mad.
Why did your mind go to cocaine?
So the crack is happening, right?
I was thinking of cocaine, innit?
I was thinking of cocaine. That's a mad sentence.
Yeah, and then also like it's gonna be mad. I mean, we just paid for Box. We paid 12 million for Box. Do you get what I'm saying?
Pardon?
we just paid for Prince Andrew, did we not? It's mad. But we just paid 12 million.
You lost me there. What do you mean by that? What made you go with that first? Box, what do you mean?
Bro, listen. My man sexually assaulted a woman.
Okay.
Yeah? And we, the taxpayer, listen, I was not born in this country.
Oh my god.
But we paid 12 million, bro.
He's right.
So what?
I just put 12 million in the box.
Somali refugees. Do you think
I hate this
the country
podcast
gives
so
a damn
much.
about Somali refugees? Now the Ukrainian, the
Oh,
whites.
Jesus Christ.
I just put
Listen,
12 million in the
shout
box.
outs to white people, shout outs to Ukrainians, yeah. But I'm just telling you, yeah. When they come in the country,
Jesus Christ.
I want to see your energy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, we should probably end this subject here.
12 million.
I'm crying.
You know how much stuff is
Actually,
happening?
the thing is, yeah, when he first said the box, yeah, I didn't think he meant what he meant. And then he elaborated and he actually meant what he meant. I'm fucking tired of you, bro.
Box is one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life.
Fucking hell.
And we
I
do
mean, he's not wrong.
We do
is he?
take sexual assault very seriously.
Yeah, we're not making a joke out
But-
of that. Please don't get us misconstrued. But
If you
yeah, that
really
was
think
wild.
about it,
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
what's happened
Oh,
in the
flipping
past
heck.
couple of months? Yeah, it's mad.
I can't believe they let him pay that, you know. That is
That is
insanity.
outrageous.
Man said I don't sweat. Idiot.
Honestly.
Eman, that's the funniest thing you've ever said.
This episode has to be called The Box now.
Yeah.
For real. Ah, that was hilarious. All right, are we...
Mr. West.
He is an asshole.
Oh. You. Oh. Yeah. All right, let's get into it, man. Have you guys all seen the doc?
All 3 episodes. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Yeah. First 2 episodes are fantastic.
Oh, you know, I thought the third was the best one.
The third was a hard watch for me because it just kind of reiterated why.
Was it like seeing
I
your
see.
Superman be killed?
I wouldn't say Superman, but yeah, it's basically seeing, you know, one of your favorite artists as for what they are now. Like, I mean, I'm not a stranger to what he is now. I've seen that for a long time, but just to see it through the lens of, imagine you recording my life, and it could be either of you. You're like 2 of my closest friends,
Yeah.
and you know me, and your job is to put that out to the public. And the first 2 episodes capture such incredible stuff.
That second episode was phenomenal.
Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas the third episode, I'm not gonna lie, not only did it reaffirm what I think of Ye now, but it also definitely makes me realize, his mental well-being has really deteriorated. And the clips he put in were so specific, but they were so geniusly put in because it almost makes you do the maths by yourself. The clip where he sat with those 2 white people, yeah, and my man's just talking about let's build the thing there. I don't know what he's saying to build, and the conversation he's having, and then he's talking about being Deadpool. That was a bar, by the way.
Yeah.
That was a bar, but you could tell as the conversation went on, he just began to ramble, and that's why he cut the cameras. And it's more stuff like that makes you realize, like, oh nah, you know what? He's still the same, yeah. That's probably the main thing I took from it as well.
Yeah.
He actually hasn't changed as the essence of who he is.
Yeah.
But I think just the way his brain or his actual mental state, yeah, it's looking a bit brazy in that third episode specifically for me.
So I think he cut it off because, yeah, he's going to be rambling on. But
You weren't cutting it off because he was speaking gems.
Uncut Jams. Man was dropping hella gems.
He was chatting the most. He was talking bollocks.
Let's start with the good. The first 2 episodes were fantastic. Man.
Oh, like that. What is wrong with the label? Like they were not willing to drop that album.
I get it though.
yeah, but it's like drill. Like why am I going to embrace R&B artists at the time where drill is popping?
It just makes sense because
No,
it's just-
I
terms of
understand,
finance,
but
yeah.
the music was, everyone was telling you the music is
It's
good.
undeniable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's. I hear your point, but if you're getting cosigns from the biggest people, why are you not trying to? I was even shocked they weren't even giving him money for studio sessions. He's having to go and take time off with other people's.
but typically the label always the last, or sometimes
get
the
it,
last to
yeah.
get it. Do you know what I'm saying? Even Jay, watching it back,
I don't
gave
think
me the
Jay-
vibes that he
I
just.
still there could be a point in our like I still don't think Jay gets it because he was just not. He was not on board.
Like,
You know
what do you think of
someone's
Kanye West? It's hot.
what does that mean?
Like, just left.
And then it took for them to see the Through the Wire video. He had to spend 32,000 of his own money to make it happen. I'd like.
Yeah, because it's just like.
Also, what the fuck did he spend 33,000 for?
The editing. Because
The editing.
Yeah, the editing.
It was a board with green
but-
screen.
Yeah, it was a board with green screens, but you have to remember it's not like taking stuff like the way I do it. It's not like taking SD cards and putting it in a computer. This is DVs where you have to convert it, and then after converting that, you now have to put that into the system. And then this is old stuff. This is Windows X. This is Windows 90, 95, 2003 stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that whole
33,000 is
that
still
whole
wild to me.
stuff, and then the processing at the time, especially like that video probably was 200 megabytes. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And 200 megabytes back then
Is
Was a
That's it.
hell of a lot.
That's
Was anything
money.
even a gig back then?
no, there was a gig within
yeah.
the industries and stuff like that, but
Regular people weren't having a gig like that.
nah, there
Nah,
wasn't.
no chance. It was like what, 16
Bro, I remember
MB?
floppy disks. Yeah, floppy disks. I had like
I think that-
28 kilobytes.
That's actually
mad.
laughable.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's a picture now. In
The
fact,
kids
no,
don't
it's
know
not even a
it's-
picture.
Yeah, the kids don't know like what a floppy disk is. They just know USBs. They'll probably don't even know what CD is.
Nor cassette.
Nah, it's mad.
Yeah, that's way back for them.
It's way back.
He was getting busy, man. I think it was so interesting to see the recording session for Slow Jams.
For all of that stuff, like for Spaceship, for Crack Music, just like songs that I loved. For 2 words, obviously that footage has already been out, the one with him and Mos Def. But just seeing it again and seeing the passion he has when he's saying his verse. Bro, he was an animal back then. But he was hungry, innit? That's hunger, bro.
It bled through the screen. Like,
Yeah.
it was
But
insane.
then to say that they never gave him money for studio is kind of a lie, because Dame Dash they actually bought equipment for Kanye West, because when he broke his jaw,
Oh, okay.
pressure would have caused him problems in the plane. So they gave him the equipment so that he can just roam around and do what he needs to do on the road. And then that's how.
Okay, so did they not give him money for features, or like, did he have to make that come about himself?
I think he had to do that himself.
Yeah, because he would have made beats for all of them.
yeah.
Because he made a beat for Stand Up, which I didn't even know about.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, he made a beat for Stand Up, and obviously Luda was there, so that's when he got him to do Breathe In, Breathe Out, and the other tune,
Which is a great song, by the way.
Tune. But yeah, so he was obviously still big name, but just in his own right as being a
Can't believe
producer.
you Produce Stand Up. That's insane.
Nuts, innit? And I looked it up. I was like, Jesus Christ, it's
That is
Mr.
a fun
West.
fact.
Mr. West, man.
Yeah.
It's
He was
crazy.
getting busy.
You could tell he had that chip on his shoulder about him just being seen as a producer, though. Every time people come up to him like,
The
yo,
best
you got
rapper
those beats for
producer.
me? You got those beats?
Yeah, you
Come
have
on.
to get in the industry somehow, but no, I get it. Especially when you know you can do both. And he must have been writing for himself at that point.
Yeah, 100%. He had all the bars. His mum knew the bars. Like, you know, he'd been
yeah.
saying them. So
Yeah, because I think when your mind becomes a bit more creative, I think you see a lot of things. Like, for example, executive producers, they don't sit down and produce the beats themselves. Majority of the time, they don't. But they may change a few bits here and there to make it sound wonderful. Like, if you listen to the Nipsey Hussle and Diddy, Young Rich Nigga. So basically, on that track, it's you know the Party Next Door track.
West District.
Yes, it was that. That was the beat, and then Diddy said, "Nah, let's just do this, do that, switch up that, put the bass here." So then he basically took that beat and then changed everything on it. But then on the album, I have to have a direction, a proper setting, an ideology where you now have to actually make everything. So now with Kanye West, you could probably understand why when it comes to him producing, they have the composers who make the beats. Then you have the writers who can now make a vibe. 'Cause
Yeah.
we heard Feel the Love, the version on Netflix, and it wasn't the official version that came on. But then adding Pusha T on
Changes that.
changes the whole vibe for the album.
That's a fact.
Immediately.
It was insane.
That's the best thing I
And him
think about
screaming on the
this.
track makes even better.
Ga, 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 ga.
Yeah.
Just the recording sessions really, really I loved all of them.
Yeah.
I loved seeing
there
that
was
process.
a part where he was ranting and Justin Bieber looked like the Jose Mourinho meme.
Yeah, Beavis was just like, you can see, like he was nodding bears at one point, and then he just stops and he's like, oh,
Even
dude.
Ruben was like, no, I'm not hanging out with this guy. I'm trying to fly in and out.
Closer.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Rick Rubin was like, I'm not trying to hang out with this guy.
Bro, you can just, one of the things that really was eye-opening for me was the impact his mum had on him, man.
Oh, it really changed after that. I think that's why he dropped Coodie, because
Yeah.
I think Coodie reminded him too much of
His old life. and
Yeah,
his
a
mum
time.
and
Yeah, when he was
stuff like
happier.
that.
Because the way he dropped him was mad. Like, listen, if I ever do that to you, man, slap me. Because there's no way that you could just drop someone like that. When he was getting his name wrong 3 times.
Man called him Chico 3 times, bro. Chico.
Listen,
I mean, Hennessy gonna be the end of me. He went wrong. Bro, he prophesied so much shit in that dog. You know how funny it is to be? Crazy.
Coodie was about to get violent.
He was not happy, and rightfully so. Like, stop calling me that, bro. Like, you know my name. Like, what the fuck?
What's going on here? Like, we can box.
We can shoot a square one. We can shoot a fair one right now.
His hands were in the basement. Come on, dog.
Listen, it's crazy. But yeah, the impact his mum had on him is just clear for everybody to see.
Yeah.
Like, that, it was his rock. And you can even tell when he was talking to his dad, he was almost trying to do what he would do with his mum, because his mum was very attentive to him. His mum hangs on to every word he says. When he did the Def Jam poetry, his mum was reciting stuff back to him. When he was speaking to his dad, and he was like, yeah, dad, you know when we went to that place with the... He was just explaining some random shit. And the
It was
dad...
the bowl, innit?
Maybe it's just being a dad, but the dad was just like,
Yeah.
alright, you know what I'm saying? Like, just make sure you write your speech better. Like, let somebody else... Don't mention my name next time.
I said don't
You know
mention
what I'm saying?
But you know what was really crazy is the fact that I think at the time, I think this was, I saw a documentary like way before this documentary came out. And basically they were saying that his mum died and then his girl cheated on him, his fiance.
Oh.
That's what,
Which drove
that's what just made him
808s
basically
and everything
lonely.
else. Yeah.
And then now the 808s come out. And now he has to just build upon that.
It's mad, man. You can't... All of us are very fortunate to have our mum still alive. I don't think you can even... And it's not an excuse, because people lose their parents all the time. But you could see the impact it had on him, like, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And his mum is very... She's got presence. And the way she speaks with gravity behind her. Like, the way she spoke about to Kanye specifically, because she knows her son. So she said to him, you know, when a giant looks into the mirror, he sees nothing. And that's basically telling Kanye, look, mate, you're you're going to be the greatest, but you need to humble yourself. And he did, like, you could see his face. He was like, he was deep in it.
Yeah.
But obviously,
I think it
didn't really work out that way.
she probably knew, I mean, only child, she knew him the best in the world. Like, Kanye's wilding he's always had a wild side, but it went up 10 times after she died. Because I think she was a voice of reason in his life, and he lost that.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Well, to be honest, I understand where you're coming from, but I don't see it.
Well, Taylor Swift happened after she died, and there's
but
a plethora of... Huh?
Everyone was thinking the same thing, though.
I'm not just like, we all thought, but I didn't. No one went on stage and said, "Yo,
there was no need to do that."
Yeah.
There was no need to do that specifically. But then, if you look at all the other interviews where he's just yelling, like the Zane Lowe one, where he's talking about Lady Gaga.
I told you, I'm a god.
No,
the sway.
I like some of the Gaga songs.
What the fuck you know about cameras?
Charlemagne the God interview. You look at those interviews back now. It's like it all makes sense on why he was speaking such things.
Yeah, I think he definitely has an issue. He's incredibly intelligent. He does have an issue explaining to people what trying to get his point across. And then a lot of the times, like you said, it does tend to come to fruition. But in that time, he sounds mad. Do you know what I mean?
And you could, bruh, the episode 3 was just for me anyway. Like obviously there's a gap with the T-Lop listening party, which was just nice footage. I quite like seeing that, just seeing the man them in the back, good music there, Sci-Hi, Travis, everyone just having a good time, Cuddy having a good time.
It's the way he said, yo, I'm about to spaz. Yo, I'm about to give you the truth. Show's over.
he's a dickhead. But
And I was like, bro, what's happening?
But that's just Kanye, man. Like it really made me realize, no, he's still the same guy. As in like the essence of who he is.
But then
it's still him.
Him expressing his grievance and his frustration in a way where it's like, you guys understand me, right? And nobody understood him.
Which point are we talking about here?
And we're talking about the fact that he went on stage, like he was on stage, he was just yelling, screaming, and then of course
the Yeezus element
the
episode
Yeezus part, and then from the Yeezus part to the
he was going through something there.
100%.
That's not normal behavior. Like
my man was
in
cutting
debt.
shows off.
He was in debt. Now he's not in debt, and it's like he's a free man again.
yeah,
See what I'm
but
saying?
Wasn't he
money,
100 million in debt or something wild?
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, in debt.
Okay.
Obviously, he has assets. He has his catalog. If he sold his catalog today, he'd probably make back extra 100 million. He's always had money. But if you're talking about at that time, I guess technically he was in debt. No, he was going through something then. Nobody can tell me. Watching that footage back, it just kind of makes me feel a bit uneasy sometimes. I'm just like, yo, he was just on there. What? Someone should just cut your mic. Well, they
100%.
did cut his mic certain times. Like, you're just going crazy, yeah.
Speaking of cutting mics, just briefly, I still can't believe that lady from that event we went to.
No, listen, we're not going to talk about that.
Shouts to Brent. Shouts to the new black.
Oh, yeah.
Shouts out to the Ned.
Yeah, man, we had a great time at the Ned.
Shouts out to the Ned, you know.
Yeah, man. At the
The food was good. Good food.
Yo, that burger was really good, man.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Medium rare, yeah?
Well done.
Nah, B, that shit was pink.
Roll for the car wash, them man know how I like it. Overlook, bill of spliff and light it. When I'm eating steak, well done, so I like it.
Boo.
I'm throwing tomatoes.
It's not how I like it. No,
Man's
I like it well
just
done.
eating.
I like to pause.
Man's just eating. Just
I had to just.
You gonna say I like to eat meat?
No, I was about to say that. I wasn't about to say that. I said what I was about to say was that I like to chew on meat.
That's a crazy sentence.
Pause.
Well done
Hey,
catching yourself, man.
on a slight tangent, yeah. I'm playing this game called Horizon, yeah. And you get all these like materials in the world, and like, there's this one material you need to get for like a lot of stuff you want to craft. Do you know what it's called?
What?
Wild meat. So whenever I see it come up, I'm just like,
Hey, yo, pause.
man's just collecting wild meat.
Wild meat, bro.
That's just crazy. What was you guys' favorite part of the doc? Would you say?
Ooh.
I think
For me, it's got to be seeing his hustle, just how he was going from studio to studio, his drive, like when really seeing
when
his
he came
jaw.
out with the video.
What video?
The Through the Wire video.
Yeah.
Because that was like, you guys don't know what I'm going through, and you guys are not listening to me. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get it done. Here it is, and that was the song that made him who he is today.
Yeah, for sure. I think his most important song, but it's his drive to get it done. My man did it with his jaw wide shut, as we all know. He fought through that, and the video's dope. The song's great. Real insight into him. Yeah, it was incredible.
Absolutely.
Interesting that his girlfriend, who was a big part of his life at the time, the fashion model, wasn't in it at all. Now Eman brings that up, but
It's about Mr. West, man. He knew what was gonna happen in his life.
Kudi and Chike probably made, I think they made 15 million each from the documentary.
That's bread, man. Break bread, man. Listen, that's good money, bro. I just wish somebody, or
That's
I
life
hope
changing.
someone has the footage from the gaps we missed. I
No
really
one
hope.
does.
I really hope there's like Jesus and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy Airways
honestly.
footage somewhere. Probably not, but if there is,
I don't
listen,
think
man.
he cared because everything was being documented via social media.
That's a good point.
and everybody has information on Kanye West or what's going on. Maybe not inside, but yeah.
But I'd love if somebody took a camera, because he recorded all of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy in like Hawaii or somewhere random. Yeah. Like I wish somebody or maybe somebody went along with them and recorded the whole thing. I just love to see it.
It'd be it was
nice
interesting.
to
It would
see.
be interesting to see that aspect, but I guess
We all know what was going on in
Yeah.
his life then anyway. And bro, him putting out the video for what's it called? Easy. That shit corny, dog.
oh
No,
god,
I get it.
I don't at all.
I get it, but it's moist.
He's moving corny. Well,
I get it,
that's
but
just the
it's
duality
moist.
of Kanye West, isn't it? Nowadays,
Yeah.
he's just doing dumb shit. Well, there's still brilliance, and there's always an elements of brilliance in whatever he does. But that is corny.
There's there's just no. It didn't elevate the song. It didn't.
That's just corny, man.
It was not good.
Have you man listened to Donda 2?
It's not available.
Yeah, one time. That's it. And I was on the street.
What, you got a stem player?
No, I don't.
I like the idea of the
And
stem player
I
though.
think that's where where he went to the pottery maker. I think that's where he got the actual idea for the stem.
Oh,
player.
stem make. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. What have you listened to it?
No, I haven't listened to it yet.
I don't think it's hit the E streets yet.
I don't know what's gonna happen. Probably might put it out in a couple of weeks. But yeah, I like the idea of the stem player. I think that's a really dope idea.
Yeah. And you can put any song on there. So
And just have like just the vocals and just the drums. That's a fucking sick idea.
Mm.
So he always has a good idea in him, and
How many
he is a
people
genius.
really want that though?
No, but it's just
It's a great idea. Like, let's say I went to a museum or something and had the option to do that. That would be great. Like, but I don't need to own the ability to do that.
But what I like about it is, if the kids gravitate towards that enough, you could just have kids have a device that can just play you a beat, and you could just make a song out of that. And a lot of the songs that are made nowadays are sampled off of dumb, like crazy
please,
shit. Now,
that
anyway.
needs
They
to
don't have to
end.
put on the lyrics.
Exactly.
Now they can rap to the lyrics.
I just think it's
like
cool.
Your favorite song from back in the day that had like that was unreleased.
Mm.
You could just play it, and then you could just play it in the background. So mute the lyrics, do a vine on it, do a vine.
TikTok.
Do a TikTok on it, and then yeah.
Nah,
At least
I see the
elevate
genius in
yourself.
it.
Yeah.
It'd be some. I don't know if I'd own it. It's the same way. Like, I don't think I'd now go out and buy a net. What's it called? Apple used to make them.
Shuffle.
On iPad,
Yeah,
on
like I
iPod.
don't think I'd go out and buy an iPod now. Like it's another accessory on top of my phone which already plays music for me.
Yeah.
If we made an app that did it, I think that would have been smarter.
It's just maybe the margins. The software will make it nowhere near as much as the hardware will.
Yeah.
That's probably just one of those things. One of those
Because it's,
ideas.
because it's all produced in the United States. He is basically he's creating jobs, which
Yeah.
is good and it's brilliant. And then now he owns the music. Whatever he's gonna make from that,
Mm.
it's all his. Plus, that's his company, so he's still gonna make more money off of it.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing good things about the album though.
No, me neither. I heard it's not good.
It's I mean, it was one listen, and that was the time it came out.
Oh right, fair.
Yeah, 2/22/22.
We'll see, man. I didn't really have high hopes. I never with Ye, him just making it called something 2 is a red flag for me.
Mm.
He never makes anything number 2. So yeah,
There's an element of laziness to it.
We'll
Not
see.
really,
We'll see.
'cause He still came out with good music in terms of.
As in to the name of the I'm not
Yeah.
saying I've not listened to it, so I can't give it a review. But just calling it 2, as you said, yeah, it does have an element of laziness to it. It has an element of laziness to it.
yeah.
But we'll see. Final topic:
Let's touch on
Jamal.
Jamal Edwards before we leave.
R.I.P.
Peace to Jamal Edwards.
Man, we got the bad news when we were actually out, weren't we?
Yeah.
In the midst of a whole bunch of creatives at Brent's event. Again,
Oh,
shouts out
yeah,
to
yeah.
Brent. But yeah, that's terrible news. Rest in peace to Jamal Edwards. What a legend, man.
It's so important to the scene. So many people that are now about wouldn't be here without him. So such a powerful and important figure within the scene.
It's just crazy how one person can create such a ripple effect.
Mm.
Because I do believe well, I don't know, sometimes do you ever guys think to yourself, like, if one man doesn't do something, will something actually ever happen? Like, I know in his case, it's likely that somebody else would have done something because he just harnessed the power of the internet.
Mm.
But if it
But I
wasn't
don't know,
him,
like he's
Go on.
spurred on that idea. Like I don't know
Yeah,
if that
yeah.
would have necessarily happened because it just started off being F64s, isn't it?
yeah.
So I don't know. Would we have a GRM? Would we have Link Up?
Because Grime Daily came out at the same time as SBTV. It's just that SBTV was a lot more established at the time. So was Tim and Barry. Risky Roads. They were all doing it. It's just that.
So
they
SB
didn't
just
know
had
that YouTube was ever going to be a real thing. They didn't know that YouTube was going to make money like that. And then all of a sudden, SBTV took itself into higher heights. You know, with the F64. Then Grime Daily was doing its thing as well. And then now we have Mixtape Madness.
Link
we
Up.
have Link Up TV.
It's just a crazy tree and a mad ripple effect.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just mad to see that.
But to your question, no.
What was my question again?
Your question was, if you take out one man or one woman, would everything still exist from that person's impact? So, for example,
Yeah.
I feel like personally, no, because sometimes, I mean, there's 7, if not 8 billion people on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
There's at least 1 or 2 people thinking the same thing at one given time.
Okay.
There may be a variation or similarity to that ideology or that idea, but majority of the time, there's going to be some people thinking the same idea. There's going to be one person that's going to pick it up and run with it. And then someone along the line is going to be like, that was my idea. I could have done it. But now, if you take that person out of the equation, there's going to be another person that's going to do it anyway. I feel as personally.
Right. But would it ever be done the same way? Maybe not. Maybe not, if somebody else that wasn't Jamal who did it somewhat differently it could just create such an infinite amount of opportunities that would have been different to what we have now is what I'm trying to say.
I can't.
But it's just a what if question, finally.
But then again, there was Channel U. So if there was Channel U,
yeah,
there always would have been someone like Jamal was. It's not to put him down or anything like that. It's just that's what I personally feel. There's always going to be one person who's going to execute the idea, whether it be you or the next man.
But his legacy is solidified. Like,
yeah, he's certified. He's certified, man.
His importance to the scene cannot be understated. Like, he's so important, and he gave so many people a chance, and so many dope memories.
Everyone was trying to sing the intro. Everybody was trying to sing the intro.
SBTV. SBTV. Yeah,
mad thing, man. Yeah. It's just, and a lot of the stuff he was doing behind the scenes as well. People always tend to forget. Like, he helped a lot of artists get like really big breaks. Even like as most recently as the guy who made Peru. Obviously, getting him involved with Ed Sheeran.
Yeah. Oh, is he put together?
Yeah. Because obviously Ed's his boy, innit? So he's told him, listen, jump
Ed
on
used
this.
that channel and said, "Yo, this is my launching pad. I'm out here."
Ed himself, like, he's just done too much for the UK scene, and it's just like, it's such a shame.
No, it was incredibly. So I couldn't believe. Yeah, none of us could.
Yeah, honestly.
Just it's a massive rest in peace, and it's the first loss in a while that's really hurt, if that makes sense, in the UK scene. The last one I could think of was Cadet.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Had this level of impact. So, no, again.
And even Fresh Ego Kid, the individual that owned that, rest in peace to him. Of course, it's a bit late, months later, but he was an individual who was one person I would say. Of course, we have Benji. What's the brand?
Benjar.
Yeah, Benjar. And then we have other brands like
Trapstar.
It's like those 3 brands, they're the ones that actually forced their way and were successful. Putting themselves out there. So like we have to, I mean, these guys are pioneers and these guys are very much ahead of their time. Because if you look at it, everyone's attempting to do the same thing. So
I think what this teaches, it's important to give the flowers whilst you still can.
That's a fact, man. Nothing is guaranteed in this life, man. So
condolences to his family as well.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace.
Yeah. I can understand like the grievance of like the mums having to say, hey, like I didn't even get to put out this message to anybody. And then listening to the Hate C Pod by Chucky and Poet, they're basically saying that, yeah, it's kind of hard because now you're in a situation where, no, it wasn't the Hate C Pod, it was 3 Shots. And basically they were saying like,
I heard this.
You're going to find information out on social media. Your aunties, uncles, cousins, they're going to be like, you didn't tell us.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that wasn't the case. I was trying to process it, but I didn't really have the time to actually come and say something because it was already out.
Yeah.
Plus, you are family and you should know first, but now everybody else has given it to you first. Now you feel some type of way, and it's like, that's not the case.
No.
With
Definitely
somebody
have to
as
do more
famous
with...
as Jamal Edwards.
We have to do more with how information is given, because it's a similar thing to what happened with Kobe. Like, I don't even know if his wife knew before before it was even announced.
Yeah,
It's a crazy world we live in, man.
which is a like a great thing that Virgil, like the way Louis Vuitton just said, would like to put a statement out and say that this guy is now gone. And it was Louis Vuitton that did that.
Yeah, sometimes they get ahead of it. I
Yeah.
think even Chadwick, I think they got ahead of it as well. It wasn't like leaked.
That was the
Yeah.
saddest one of all of them. Man.
So, yeah,
The
man.
Queen?
Sorry?
The Queen.
What about the Queen?
It turned out to be false, innit?
And that wraps up the latest episode of the Made in Chafford podcast. We will...
We are not trying to have a 1:30, are we?
Operation London Bridge.
You think?
I mean, conspiracy theories, they be flying. But
She was on a video call.
Listen, I need that Jubilee weekend, bro. I ain't gonna
Nah.
I need it as well.
I'm
man. I
not
need it as
even...
well.
No games will be played.
I ain't gonna hold
Yo,
you.
Lizzie, keep going. Keep the fight.
We need you.
For sure. That weekend's due to be crazy.
For real, dog.
No way.
I still got my holidays as well. All my holidays.
I respect it.
Come on, man. We need to be out here in these streets. You get me?
All right, kids. Just in time as well. Pick your songs for this week.
Shout outs to Pusha T. I know, what's this? Hear Me. That was a great song, but I'm not putting that out. Conway the Machine's album was absolutely brilliant.
Fantastic album.
Fantastic. Individual who's vulnerable in this whole entire album. For real. And it was really good. But this song here, I don't know if you know Collins, but the song is called DDD.
Is it on the album?
No. This is Hispanic.
Oh, this is just completely left. By who?
By I don't even know the guy's name.
think
I
I
just
know
like
it.
the song, innit? Specifically for the reason his name is Brayulo Fagon.
No, I don't think I've heard of him.
Yeah, you definitely not heard of him, but you know, I'll send you like the video afterwards, and then
Okay.
you will know why I chose.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I don't know what to expect
I
now.
think I said too much.
All right, cool. My choice is a song by Saba. He just put out an album.
His album.
It's really good, isn't it?
That's on Reese's episode. That was the
Yes.
album was supposed to say something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his
okay.
album is sick.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really good.
Yeah. He's definitely tapped into another level of artistry. And he's definitely growing a lot, and he makes good music. I like the song on there called A Soldier. Oh, no, it's not Soldier, sorry. It's called Survivor's Guilt. Features G Herbo as well. The song goes off. It's very, very hard, and he can spit. He's rapping on that song, but it's quite a high paced song. I'll definitely recommend it if you guys get a chance to listen to it. It's a very good song.
My choice is the Wombat Greek Tragedy Oliver Nelson remix. So yeah, something a little bit different for y'all.
Cool.
Yeah. Do what you want with that information. Made in Chafford podcast episode 129. Be sure to follow us, leave reviews. You know the deal.
If we're not cancelled on this episode, it might be the next episode.
I don't know why.
Come on, man.
It might just be the next.
Stop trying to put it in the air.
We're trying to be here for a long time.
And a good time.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Come on,
All right,
man.
129. The box.
And we out.